In the case of Iran versus United States of America, the 15-member bench of the International Court of Justice ordered the American government to make sure that sanctions against Iran do not impact humanitarian aid or civil aviation.
The United States of America, in accordance with its obligations under the 1955 Treaty of Amity, Economic Relations and Consular Rights, shall remove, by means of its choosing, any impediments arising from the measures announced on 8 May 2018 to the free exportation to the territory of the Islamic Republic of Iran of medicines and medical devices, foodstuffs and agricultural commodities, and spare parts, equipment, and associated services, including warranty, maintenance, repair services, and inspections necessary for the safety of aviation.
Iran argued that sanctions reimposed after U.S. President Donald Trump pulled out of the 2015 nuclear deal in May violate a little-known friendship agreement that predates the 1979 Islamic Revolution. The court agreed, but didn't call for the complete lifting of sanctions, falling short of the resounding decision that Iran would have wanted. Judges did ask the U.S. not to interfere with banking transactions related to food, medicine, and air safety. But even as the judge read the ruling, its practical application remained a question mark, and any history made here by the ICJ judges is likely to be symbolic at best.
Both parties shall refrain from any action which might aggravate or extend the dispute before the court or make it more difficult to resolve.
With no policing mechanism to enforce its decision, in practical terms, the court's judgment is more recommendation than ruling. While the U.S. does not recognize the authority of ICJ judges, it did take Iran to court back in 1980, when it was still a voluntary member. In a case centered around the U.S. Embassy hostage crisis, the ICJ ruled that the Iranian government was bound to secure the immediate release of the hostages, to restore the embassy premises, and to make reparation for the injury caused to the United States government. But after the court ruled it owed Nicaragua war reparations in 1986, the United States withdrew from the court's compulsory jurisdiction.
Iran has been arguing that the approach by Americans toward Tehran has been illegitimate as well as unlawful. And by taking the case to the court against the United States, I think what Iran wants to say that is the Americans who have left the negotiating table, that is the Americans who are not observing the international law, and that is the Americans who have been ignoring the resolution by the United Nations Security Council.
On Monday, Iran and America will face each other in court again for public hearings over $2 billion in Iranian assets frozen in 2016. The latest World Court ruling may seem like a hollow victory to many in Iran struggling under the punishing strain of American sanctions. But it does help illustrate a point that leaders in Tehran are keen to make as often as possible. Given the chance, they say, America under Donald Trump does not respect international institutions. Zein, Basravi, Al Jazeera, Tehran.